Hello, this is Amit Balla, Assistant Professor Political Science, presently posted at Government PG College, Rajouri. My second PPT would be based on the Presidential Order of 1954. And this topic, Presidential Order of 1954, it firstly begins with the introduction of this Presidential Order of 1954. Secondly, it will cover various highlights, features of Presidential Order of 1954. And thirdly, it shall focus on the present status of the Presidential Order of 1954. And at last, I shall focus on the implications. The Presidential Order of 1954, it deals with the implementation of the Delhi Agreement of 1952. The jurisdiction of Union Parliament was extended from the original three subjects which were decided in the Instrument of Accession: Defense, Foreign Affairs, and Communication, to the subjects on the Union list with certain exceptions and modification. In simple words, most of the subjects of the Union list were extended to the state of Jammu and Kashmir through this Presidential Order of 1954. And talking about the various highlights of this Presidential Order of 1954, the first important highlight was Jammu and Kashmir is a constituent state of Indian Union, and it has its place in Part 1 and Schedule 1 of the Indian Constitution. Secondly, the name, area or boundary of the state cannot be altered or changed by the Union government without the consent of the state legislature. Next important highlight was the state of Jammu and Kashmir shall have its own constitution, and it is to be administered according to that constitution. Next highlight was Part 3, dealing with fundamental rights, to be applied to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, but with certain exceptions and modification. Next highlight was certain special rights and privileges to be granted to the permanent residents of Jammu and Kashmir state with regard to public employment, acquisition of immovable property in the state, settlement in the state, and government scholarships. Next highlight was Part 4, dealing with directive principles of state policy, and Part 4A, dealing with fundamental rights mentioned in the Indian Constitution not to be applied to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Because the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir, it has provisions with regard to directive principles of state policy, but those provisions are different from the provisions regarding directive principles of state policy which are mentioned in the Indian Constitution. Next highlight was national emergency can be declared in the state only on the ground of external aggression and not on the ground of internal disturbances or armed rebellion. Next highlight was the President of India cannot declare financial emergency in the state of Jammu and Kashmir under Article 360 of the Indian Constitution. It can be declared in rest of India, but it cannot be declared in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Next highlight was an amendment made to the Constitution of India shall not be directly applicable to the state of Jammu and Kashmir unless it is extended through a presidential order. And talking about the present status of presidential order of 1954, the constitution application to Jammu and Kashmir order of 1954, it was replaced by the constitution application to Jammu and Kashmir order of 2019. And what are the implications? As far as the implications are concerned, the first implication is Jammu and Kashmir will no longer have separate constitution and flag with the abrogation of Article 370 and Article 35A. Secondly, the residents of Jammu and Kashmir not to have dual citizenship which they used to enjoy before the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A. Article 360 dealing with imposition of financial emergency shall now be applicable to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which has now become union territory. All the laws passed by the parliament are now applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. The Indian Penal Code IPC shall replace Ranbir Penal Code, popularly known as RPC. Part 4 and Part 4A of Indian Constitution shall now be applicable to the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.